Alright, today we are going to create a custom form for one of my customers, and we're going to create this using custom fields. My customer has requested that we create this job card for them, and the best way to do that is through a custom form and using custom fields. Let's get into it. First, what we want to do is we want to create a folder that will capture all of the information. Information that we need to capture: name, company name, which will be business name, phone number, email address. These are all part of our standard custom fields that are already developed in the portal. Date submitted, this is a new one we would need to do. Requested due date, we'll do that. These are custom, and placement location, this is literally just some wording to fill in there, that's custom. We can do a checkbox for this. We can upload a file. What I would do is possibly look at adding a second section here that says I need help with the artwork, and we won't make this one required, and any comments or special instructions. Okay, to start, what we want to do is create a folder. So I'll go over to folders, and we can see in folders we have contact, general, additional information. When we look at a contact, we can see here those are the same folders that we have here: contact information, general information, additional information. General information will include the business name. First, we're going to add a folder, and the customer wanted to call it a job request form. So we're not adding it to an opportunity or a company at this stage. We're just creating it as contact information. Great, we have our folder over here. So let's click into the folder. The first thing that we're going to do, let's start creating the form at the same time. The easiest way for this customer is to actually duplicate a current form that we have so that we can keep the same branding. To add in the company name or business name, it is known as the organization, so we just need to drag it into our form. Next, we can just see what they needed. So they needed a name, so we've got the name, company name, which is organization. If we want to, we can just drag and drop this up there. Next is the phone number. We can move the email up here by just making this 50%. Next, we needed a date submitted and requested due date to add in here. To do that, we're going to come into our job request form folder, and we're going to now start creating a custom field for this. We're going to add a field. We are going to choose the date picker. We're going to say next. We can call it exactly the same, date submitted, and we want to make sure that this is part of the job request form over here. Then we can press save, and now we can see that our custom field has been made. Here's the name, type is a date, and here's our unique key. We can now select custom fields over here, and we will see that our new folder has been shown over here. And if we just click on the drop down, we can then see that date submitted has been allocated here. Just drag and drop it into the form. Date submitted. So now it looks the same as the other options over here. And if we wanted to, we could do a short label. For this one, we don't need to. Next, we want to do a requested due date. Let's go back to our folder. We're going to do the same. So we're going to add a field. This is going to be a date picker. Next, and we click save. If we go back to the form, I'm going to press save. As I press save, the requested due date shows up. We just drag and drop it in here. Next, we want to do some project basics. So we're going to get a heading. To add in some text, we're going to come to customized over here, and we are going to then drag this text. Don't make the mistake of adding text over here. This is a single line where they can fill in an answer, and we'll use that later. But we want to come down to customize, and we're going to come to text. Drag and drop that in. Then we can edit the text. Let's now add in a item description, and we're going to say example, polo shirt, cap, or towel. For this, we are going to use a single line. For the placeholder, we want to give it the whole description because that shows up in the field. Item description, drag and drop. This one, we're going to make it 100%. Next, we're going to add in the quantity and the sizes. Great, now we can drag and drop. Right, next up we need to do a client to provide garments. This is going to be a checkbox. Next we will check to see if we can do an upload. Let's see how we can do this. For the providing of garments, we need to actually add in a text box. So what we can do is just duplicate this one, and then we can drag and drop this one down here. And we can then change the text. For the artwork, we need to create a checkbox, and then after that, we will then add the artwork file. For the text, we need to just duplicate it, drag and drop. Next, we're going to delete this old field from the previous form, and we are going to add our own custom field in here. For this one, we're going to give it a multi-line option so that the customer can put in a description of what they need. What we're going to say is, do you need help with your artwork or have any comments or special instructions for us? And there we can see the placeholders come through. It says that, do you need help with your artwork or have any comments or special instructions? We'll always give our consent option, and then the form is now ready to be added to the website.